Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, we've had some requests recently for a few more crossword videos, which is good to know. And something that's really amused people in the past is watching me struggle like a fish on a line. And that's with the monthly club special from the Times Crossword Club. Now, this crossword is always extraordinarily hard. It goes into rather extreme chambers vocabulary. The clues are very hard. Everything about it is a bit mad. So I'm going to just call it up. When I get stuck, which has happened the last couple of times, I will have the dictionary and word matching software available. But let's see how far I can get. So, one across. Recess, holy apse fashioned on unknown pair of pieces, linking bones in column. Well, first of all, I was thinking recess, holy apse might be anagram fodder, but that's too many letters. So, holy apse is 8. That looks like you're going to have to anagram it. It's such an odd phrase instead of letters. Now, unknown pair of pieces, that could be X, Y. Linking bones in columns, xylof, yeah, something like that, isn't it? Right, don't really know. One down. Share of nearly all booze, pronounced dodgy. Share. No, don't really know what's going on there either. 2 down. Get pasty or pasty and bloomer, that's hand-picked for chain in north. Oh, so a daisy would be hand-picked for a chain. So a northern word for a daisy that somehow means get pasty and bloomer. No, the bloomer is the flower. So get pasty somehow represents a northern word for a daisy. Wow, I don't know. 9, old explorer spoken of harshly. If I could think of the right old explorer, spoken of suggests a homophone. Scott, Hardy. No, don't know. 11, abandoned, that could be, oh no, sorry, I'm reading the wrong clue. Right, 11, walk in the park, that could mean something easy. And round square, that helps malaria sufferers. Okay, so walk in the park, as I said, that could mean something easy, which could be a piece of cake or a cinch. Round can be O, and cincho could be the beginning of a word derived from quinine. 9 is a square, so I think that is going to be Cinco 9, spelt like that. Which, I mean, it's made up from the wordplay, and that, I'm sure, malaria sufferers, or to prevent it, take quinine, so I feel that that's pretty good. 3 down, mentally ready to have old Englishman immigrant replace university's late guide. Old Englishman immigrant replacing university in something. Late guide. There is a word for somebody who guides you around hell or places where dead people are. And I can't remember what it is. 4 down. Normal, some claim ultimately to get it for sex, say. Normal, some claim. Ultimately normally means the last letter of something. So it could be of some claim, or it could be just claim. Wow. Oh, hang on. Well, some could be any. Then claim ultimately could be an M. So it could be something ending in anim. Why would that be sex? Oh, I don't know. 5 down. Hospital area transport, turning up at least 16 miles from Kolkata. Hospital can be H, area can be A. Transport? Van? I don't know. I don't know what. Oh, send? But what would be at least 16 miles? Oh, some measure of distance. So san could be the... Yeah, look, san for the hospital. Sanatorium. A for area. Transport could be van or bus, but if it was van and we turned up all of... Oops, sorry, my A is not working. That's very irritating. Hospital area transport turning up at least 16 miles. So I think this is some distance in India that is 8 miles. And yeah, I think Navana is a possible distance. Sorry, I'm trying to spell out Navana and finally my keys freed up. There we go. It could be bus at the top, so Sobanas, but that's at least possible. Abandoned Jesuit Irish travelling west, having acquired a fare from Indonesia. Abandoned really suggests an anagram, so we could make an anagram of Jesuit, then have Irish, IR, travelling west, so that will give us RI. Yeah. So I'm not really feeling the nav bit of Navanas anymore, but I think the rest of it is right. So an anagram of Jesuit, then RI, and then A, having acquired A. Fare from Indonesia suggests it's food in Indonesia. Oh, and I mean, I've been there, but I don't necessarily know food, but I suspect this ends RI, A. And that might be going out on a limb, but I'm going to give it a go. 8 down. Old John's in colourful slip for tri-weekly exercises with large daughter. I don't know what that's about. Tri-weekly exercises. No idea. Right, dung, that is a brown colour. That is often IE. Although actually it can also be SC for scilicet, another Latin abbreviation rather than id est. So that is SCA, because A wouldn't normally appear in the clue unless it was relevant. Then brown colour, and the whole thing could mean dung, and words beginning scat, R. That is a prefix that means dung related. 13 down. Big fan of Rick Parfitt and Quo. I said Quo because I'm thinking Rick Parfitt's part of Status Quo. Big fan of Rick Parfitt and Co. Keeping third son in shelter across pond. So some sort of word for shelter in America. Third son, is that Seth from Adam and Eve, or it's unlikely to be Japheth from Noah's 3 sons? Big fan of Rick Parfitt and Co. So it's like a Quo head. Oh, so I don't know what's going on there. Wow, I'm really struggling here. I mean, I was quite pleased with Synchronine, and now nothing else is really working. 7, that can be raised with minimum of effort in set of stats. Some sort of table? That can be raised suggests a word ending in able as well. with minimum of effort in. So the letter E in something. Maybe the R's wrong, so don't worry about that. Liftable with an E in, life table, and I think that might be statistics for an actuary, so we'll get rid of that RIA ending. The abandoned Jesuit. I don't know where the F's coming into that. Maybe it's not an anagram. Wow. Left fell. Yes. Rijstafel. That is a genuine word. Now this is rice table in Dutch, isn't it? Something like that, which is an Indonesian food, I think. I even feel the spelling's right, but okay, left SJ for a Jesuit. That must be, I'm guessing that must be an abbreviation for Society of Jesuits. Irish. So left SJIR, all travelling west, having acquired, picked up the letter A. Wow, that's not easy. Right. Now there's a random J in 5 down if this is right. Hospital area transport, San A, and then transport, joy, Yojanas. That even rings the vaguest of bells. I think that's right. Wow. Okay, that was hard. Now, what about this other word that's not looking so good? Maybe the A is wrong. How about SC and umber? Scumber for dung? It's a plausible word. That doesn't ring any bells, though. I haven't heard it. Back to the normal. Normal, some claim, ultimately. Par. Par is normal. Any for some, and claim ultimately gives us M. Paronym. Must be some sort of name for something. Name describing something. And sex must be an example. I don't know in what meaning, but there we go. Probably in the gender meaning rather than the Congress meaning, if you like. Now, yeah, we can get some of these letters of holy apps are coming in here on unknown pair of pieces, linking bones in column. Esophageal or something. Ooh. There's no reason to put a G in, though. That's going to be some crazy scientific word I don't know. I have a feeling this might begin with an E. Old poet's child's play, partially upset playwright aesthetically. Okay, so partially means we've got a hidden, and upset means in the reverse of the phrase playwright aesthetically. And what's hidden in that backwards is EATH, which is an old word for easy. So child's play for an old poet, probably from Shakespeare, I imagine. Crikey, this is crazy. Right, 12. Took in Perth, Western Australia, returning by steamboat after vacation. Well, after vacation sometimes means after clearing out a particular word. So when you clear out the letters of steamboat, you're left with ST. Western Australia is WA, so we reverse all that because it's returning. Oh no, we reverse the WA after ST and we get store, which must mean took in Scotland, because Perth could be either in Scotland or Western Australia. Right, Old John's in colourful slip for tri-weekly exercises with large daughter. Flowers? Flowery? Old John. John can be a toilet, so head or something. Colourful slip. Flowery is possible there. But I don't know what, I really don't know where we're going. So we've got a corner done, but not a lot of help elsewhere. Right, at least we can be in 13 down with quo now, if umber is right. So a quo-ite, or or something. Keeping third son in shelter across the pond. Bet it begins QU. Right, 14 down. 14 across, I mean. Pancake Tuesdays first. Light snacks, mostly filling, I'm thinking. Tapper, mostly. Tuesdays first. Can be I'm thinking. Tutapam? I kind of want papadum for a pancake, but it's not really a pancake. I don't know where we're going there. 19, I mean, there's lots of bits in that one. There's Tuesdays first, probably the letter T. Light snacks, mostly. I'm thinking something like tapas, mostly. And I'm thinking, utapam. If I thought that was a word, I'd be filling it in, but I'm not aware of it. So 19 across, where we've got an E at least in it. Short story, reflected top barristers' violent struggle in the past. Conte is French for a short story, has come into English. And a KC, like QC, King's Counsel, is a top barrister. Reflected becomes CK. Contec does feel like an old word for contest. Gives a rather implausible K. Ooh, some sort of nightly. Oh no, nightly's too long. I don't know. I mean, that could still be right. Quondam. Third son is a dam's not a shelter. Quo. Third son could be. I don't know what third son can be if it's not Seth. It could be Seth. Quonset. Quo-nut, keeping Seth in, is a Quonset hut. I don't know if that's a vague bell. I think it's right. For singing in cathedral, maybe, with chapter out of hours. Choral? For singing cathedral, yeah. For singing cathedral maybe is choral. With chapter, the letter C out gives us choral, which means relating to hours. Okay. 22. Old Pack, presumably not the only member of Rowdy One to show up. I don't know what that's getting at. Pack is, how about cards? So tarot or tarot? Presumably not the only member of Rowdy One. No. Can't see why that would be the case. 19 down. Translation of hoc say 1. Making Latin blossom. Well, it looks like an anagram of hoc say and probably I. Making a flower in a Latin country. Probably ends in IA then. Choisia or Coitia? I bet that is how it's made up. Probably ends in IA as well, but sounds like rather a recondite sort of flower. Let's have a look at this long one. Longed to ditch English after great hosts' help to restore places for native tongue. I don't know quite what that's about. Longed, there must be some long word for, or a sort of medium length word for itched, to ditch English. To get rid of its letter E, I don't know. Okay, let's go back to one down, which is, we've got this C in it now. Share of nearly all booze pronounced dodgy. So pronounced as a homophone indicator. Share, half, cocked, half. No, I can't see what that's getting at. Oh, there's that old explorer. That was the pancake. Let's have a look at a completely untouched entry. Employee on croft, perhaps with duck, was quick to corner sheep. Right, I've got that actually. Duck is O from cricket and things, is the number 0 becomes O. Ran was quick. That's fairly obvious. And the sheep in it is a ram. And we get an orraman, which is an old Scottish word for an odd job man. So he's perhaps an employee on a croft. Okay, that's nice. That's a nice solve. So 18 down. Letters discriminatory notice once, evoking certain pictures. Numinal? No, maybe not. There's some sort of letter, I'm thinking nu, the Greek letter before Omicron. Discriminatory notice once. Evoking certain pictures. Could be about cinema in some way, noirish. 15. Recites hesitant Romeo sailor in the red trousers. Okay, so Romeo is the letter R. Sailor could well be tar, or it could be AB or OS coming after that. In the red, trousering, all of that, could be owing, aura, outering. No, I don't think so. Let's have a look at another clean one. 20 across. Boar in Glasgow bar, reeling off Genesis's number ones. I don't know what that is. Reeling off Genesis's number ones. No, there's too much weird stuff there. 24. Eastern Airlines ruined. Their output took a hammering. Well, this looks like an anagram of E-Airlines. What would their output took at naileries? Because they make nails, or they used to, and that's what you hammer. Okay, that's a handy anagram. 23 down. Uneven contributions from MC ruin failing club down under. That is merry because it's the odd placed letters. Oh no, it's you take the odd numbered letters in MC ruin out and you're left with MERI, and merry is some sort of Maori war club. Oh, long to ditch English after great hosts help. Well, help could be aid going in there. Great around it could be big or something. And then you have some word for longed without one of its E's. I don't know. No, that's just really hard. 18 down. It's this letter. Discriminatory notice once, evoking certain pictures. It is noirish. Because it's saying no Irish. Which is a discriminatory notice that used to be pinned up on boarding houses in London at some points. Not quite sure what letters. Oh, a letter is somebody letting property would put up a discriminatory notice saying no Irish. It's probably not that funny, sorry, but there we go. That's quite a clever clue. I'm going to just risk putting in choisier now, in that, because it feels like out of the given letters with a C and an S there, choice could be the name of a botanist. It could easily be right. It could be Chiosia, but so that could be an O or a Y, I would have thought. Let's have a look at this one. Spinner putting pronounced damper on too good to be true, run out. Too good to be true, I think, is pie. And then run out is RO. Pie is short for pious, which is acting too good to be true. Pronounced damper. Pirouetta. Pirouetta is a spinner. There you go. Let's have a look at 22. Old Pack. Tarot's back, it's possible. Presumably not the only member of Rowdy One to show up. The Rat Pack. Co-rat showing upwards. gives us tarot, which is an old word for a tarot pack. Wow. Right, longed. Arithmetic would work. To ditch English after great host's help. Aid's looking a lot less good now. Places for native tongues. This is Irish native tongues, isn't it? So it's Gaeltacht something? Oh, nearly there. Well, how about this ridiculous word down here? Old John's in colourful slip for tri-weekly exercises with large daughter. I mean, I just don't think I know this word. And it looks like an insane word as well. I wish I could put this together, but it's very tricky. Old John, OWC in colourful. Florid. Flaucry? No, I don't know. In colourful slip. What's the slip? For tri-weekly. I mean, that couldn't be anagramming tri-weekly somehow. If we were anagramming tri-weekly, we'd have an awful lot of letters going in. Only 5 others to fit in out of Old John, colourful slip, exercises, large daughter. I mean, I don't know. I suppose we need a definition somewhere. Probably the definition is Old John. Very tricky. Okay, let's go back to 15. Oh, this one. Romeo Sailor. Owing. I still want to put owing around it. But it has to mean hesitant. Yeah, that would give me a G at the end. I quite like that as well. For this, what I now think is an Irish word. Great can be GT. Yeah, okay, so if great is GT, hosting, aid, heal, which is help to restore, then we start with that. Longed, ached, ditching the E. Look at that word. Gaeltacht. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. I think that's right. I think that probably is right. I'm sort of vaguely aware of Gaeltacht being the area where they speak Irish in Ireland. And toch is maybe taught, the Irish equivalent. I think that's right. This K doesn't look right, really, does it? That was the QC or KC at the end of Kant. I'm going to take that out because that looks the least right part of this. But then it could be what? Flowery, marbled? Tri-weekly exercise with large daughter. It could be, yes, okay, an anagram of tri-weekly and L or LGD. Tri-weekly, so worry. Curdled, let's go back with the K. That is an anagram of tri-weekly L and D. And that's all following. You see, now I do want it to be flowery, curdled, but why would colourful slip be flow? So I'm going to restore that C in context there. Old John. That's the definition, isn't it? Maybe Old John's in colourful slip. No. 4. Tri-weekly. Oh, so close. Lav? I can't quite see it. I'm going to put in flowery curdled, but I don't quite see it. How many R's? Oh, it's an anagram of 4 tri-weekly. L and D. That does work. Okay, sorry it's taken so long to figure out the letters of an anagram. Let's go back to 1 down. Share of nearly all booze pronounced dodgy. I bet I know this one a bit. Pronounced? It could be an anagram of pronounced and B-O-O-Z, which would be nearly all of it. Well, where does the Z come in? Zone. Is that a share? Or zero something. Zero coupon. That's a type of bond. It's a type of bond. Wow, I have worked in finance with those sort of bonds, so I really should have been a bit quicker there. Right, oh, bore in Glasgow. Bar reeling off Genesis's number ones. Brog would be the number ones from bar reeling off Genesis, and that could be a past tense of bring in Scotland. Right, well this could still be Utapam. Let's put it in, let's work with it for a bit, see if it works. 15, so hesitant in Scotland. Romeo Sailor in the red. Could put ROS in the middle for Romeo Ordinary Seaman. Oh, I don't know, but we've got a Z in this first one. So the unknown pair of pieces must begin ZY. How about men for pieces? Unknown pair. ZY men? It's not quite right, but that would give us Zymenophysial using the rest of the letters from Holy Apps. That could be a word. I'd have thought I'd have come across it so late in the dictionary. Old Explorer begins with an R. Spoken of harshly. Rough or rude or rudely. Rigid. 2 down. If it begins with an M, and don't really know that. Get pasty and bloomer. That's hand-picked. Now this is the Northern Daisy. Get pasty. Palin. How about 3 down? The N is very suspicious at the beginning. Mentally ready to have old. Oh, this is the pomp. It's some sort of pomp, isn't it? The person who shows you the dead. Old Englishman is pom is Old Englishman. And if that's mentally ready, psych up. Psychopomp. A word I last looked up when I was theorizing about the book A Boy, a Bear and a Boat, or whatever it's called. So I'm only going to take those out. In fact, let's put the Y back. Xy, unknown pair, but of pieces, linking bones in column. Well, that must be the... Oh, so recess. Haven't really worked out what the recess is. Gap. Zygopo. Physio? I mean, zygo is a bit more, or zygo would be a bit more, but gap can be a recess. And then anagram of holy apps on ZY, an unknown pair, and then the whole thing means of pieces linking bones in probably a spinal column or something. That's better. Right, get pasty. And bloomer, that's hand-picked. A gowan. We've plucked the gowans fine. Go wan. Yes. Old explorer spoken of harshly. Ooh, just don't think I know this. Roly? Why, that couldn't be pronounced roughly, could it? Rowdy? Old explorer. Roby, Rooley? No. I just don't think I know this one. That's annoying. And I can't see how we've got a homophone of harshly. It's just not enough letters to get in there. Oh, that's annoying. Rawly is harshly. Okay, and maybe that sounds like how some people pronounce Raleigh, so Walter Raleigh. Maybe it is Rawley, but I've not heard it. Okay, I'm happy with that. Is Utapam's possible, but the T is very dubious in this one. Precise, hesitant. Romeo, sailor. Is there another sailor I haven't thought of? In the red trousers. So in the red could be... Well, no, owing. Okay. So sailor in the red. There we go. Yeah. So tar owing, and it's trousering R for Romeo, and we get tarrowing, which might well mean being hesitant in Rosyth for Scotland. Is that right? No, something's wrong somewhere. Oh, that is annoying. Oh, there's not really a word I'm not a bit confident about. Don't like that A. Zygopophyseal. But recess for gap, that feels good. Oh, I thought this was going to be right. I mean, as ridiculous as some of these words are, I can't guess what I've done wrong. What's that? Dung. No, I think that's right. Flowery cut. Yeah, I'll work that out in the end. Contact. One across. How could we get that to be an O? Recess. Fashioned. I mean, it couldn't just be gap in the anagram, so making it zygopophyseal. Wow, I really think there's hardly a letter wrong. This choice here is kind of proved by the checking letters. I think it's one across, and I don't know what's wrong with it. Let's just try an O. No. Let's try it with an A there. I don't think that's right either. No. Oh, that's so annoying. Right, I'm going to have to look in the dictionary. I think there's not a word that I think is definitely wrong. Let's have a look at yeah, there it is. Zygopophyseal. So that is right. Let's just take out one of these letters. Almost at random. So zygopophyseal's right. Rawley, I'm happy with that. Rice taffels right. Cinchonine, store. I'm going to have to look them all up. Let's look up the crazier ones, like the one across the bottom, which I don't like to pronounce. There it is. What failed talk. The Gaelic-speaking districts of Scotland. Wasn't Ireland, but never mind. Choisia. No, that's not right. Oh, it couldn't be CYOH. It's not. Oh, Choisi. There. I've got the I and the Y the wrong way round in that one. Oh, man, that was hard. Well, I mean, I could have thought of that. Sometimes flowers just end an A on the end of their eponym instead of IA, but I wasn't thinking of that. There we go. What a tough puzzle. Most entertaining, though. I don't know if you'll have been entertained watching me struggle with that, but pleased to get to the end. Only one dictionary consult in the end. Some astonishing words there, like zygapophyseal and flowery, curdled and Guel-tocked in whatever form that was. Thanks very much for watching. Hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.